You have one in Paris, one in Monaco, one in Michigan, one... Hollywood stars have شو اسمه mansions here? They do. Okay. Wherever you want, LA, California, they have. What else do you want? Clothes? You don't buy it, you make it. Right from the start. They'll make you whatever fabric you want. Gold? ما هذا 50 cent بيمشي هيك من الجولد. 50 cent هيعمل compensation case against the gold makers soon. Because I'll add this side. عشان when he raps تمشي معه منيح. You know? هذا 50 cent, for example. You know? Everything you want, he's got. Then you ask these people, are you happy? They tell you, no, we are still searching for happiness. They're miserable inside. They don't find that sense of happiness. They are tight-chested. You know what Allah says in the Quran? Allah says, and those who do not find guidance, we shall make their hearts tight-chested, out of breath, just like if someone is going up in heaven or towards the sky. Let's go to NASA. NASA. When NASA? Florida. Ya Ammi, NASA into when you wanted to put man in space. What did you find about space? They said there is no oxygen. There is no oxygen in space. So what do you have to do? He said we have to put astronauts in special suits in order to equip them with the ability to breathe. And if they don't, they will die out of what? Lack of oxygen. Like 1400 years ago, Allah says, the more you go out in space, the more you will be out of breath. Meaning, you lose oxygen. هلا بيجي واحد بيقول النبي طلع بطيارة. The Prophet had a plane. No, or someone will say, you know what? The Prophet had the Buraq. And now you believe in the Buraq. I'm near. So we are halfway there. Yani the Prophet had a special space shuttle. You know, where it took him into space. And then the Prophet knew that when he was in space, there was nothing to breathe. So he went down and he put that in the Quran. What nonsense is this? That's what they want you to believe. But when you give them this data and you say, challenge it, challenge it, falsify it. This is something the Prophet told the companions and his family and his people 1400 years ago. Why couldn't the Arabs at that time say, what are you talking about? Firstly, because they did not have access to that knowledge. They didn't know that, you know, if you go out in space, there is no oxygen. The Arabs didn't know that. But those who came after them, they knew that when you go out in space, there is no oxygen. So that raises alarm bells in your mind. Then who told Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that the more you go up in heaven, the less oxygen you will have? It must have come from a source that neither Muhammad nor anyone knew. And that was the creator of Muhammad, subhanahu wa ta'ala, who told this information to the Prophet. And that's why the creator was able to put this challenge out and say to people, if you are able to falsify the Quran, come and falsify it. And that's why the Quran initially, during that time, gave that challenge to the people of the time. What did he say? He said, if you are able to bring a Quran like this Quran, then bring a copy like it. They couldn't. Allah knew. He said, you know what? Forget it. You will not get a Quran like it. I will reduce the challenge. Tell me something. When you reduce the challenge, are you confident or not confident? You're confident, man. Like, I don't want the whole Quran. You know, I want only 10 chapters. 10 chapters. They couldn't. Allah says, doesn't matter. One chapter. One chapter. They couldn't. Allah says, then 10 ayat. 10 verses. Bring 10 verses. Ya Ammi, you can't construct 10 verses. Like this. Mbala. Ija Musaylam. عمل له صورة سماها صورة الفيل. You know who Musaylama is? Musaylama was an imposter prophet. He came and he wanted to challenge the Prophet. So his followers said, you know what? Muhammad has a Quran. Where is your Quran? He said, I have. He said, show us. He said, I have a surah called Surah Al-Fil. They said, read it. He said, Al-Filu mal-Fil. وما أدراك ما الفيل له خرطوم طويل وله ذنب قصير. يا حبيب قلبي ما شاء الله شو هالصورة والله. You know what he said? He said the elephant, and what do you know about the elephant? It has a long trunk and a short tail. ما شاء الله. مبروك يا مسيلمة. مبروك. هذا قرآن. This is Quran that you say Jibreel revealed to you. Scientific ما شاء الله. لا مش شغله هو. يعني as if I can't look at the field and say, you know, it has a long trunk and a short tail. Duh. Then what? What is so significant about it? What is it that you are trying to tell me? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes and He challenges. He said, At-tariqu mat-tariq, an-najmu al-thaqib. He says, At-tariq, it's a star. It's a very piercing star that runs and shoots throughout the horizon. Only 50, 60 years they told us the name of that shooting star. And Allah spoke about it 1400 years ago, when the Arabs didn't even have a clue about what the Prophet ﷺ was talking about. When a professor comes to challenge you about the Quran, brothers and sisters, mention this information to them. Be courageous, be proud, and say, you know what? You are trying to undermine my belief system in this book. I will challenge you to find one single mistake in it, whether on the basis of its data or on the basis of its grammatical structure. Yani, for example, now I open the Quran. 1400 years ago it has been. If one fatha is not in the right place, I will tell you, this is a wrong Quran. How? Because it has been preserved. One fatha, one vowel in the Quran, if it is moved from its place and put somewhere else, it is known that this is not the right Quran. Straight away. Let alone to come and challenge the other information that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned. I advise, as I often say, my brothers and sisters, when I make recommendation, there is a book, and yesterday I saw at least 100 copies of that book in the library. And you know, when I looked at that book, I said, I don't know what this book is doing in the library, collecting dust. Sorry, brothers and sisters. Brother Rashid showed me the book. It's called The Quran, the Bible, and Science, by a writer known as Maurice Bucaille, French academic, who wrote this book after he became Muslim. And he made a comparison between the information that is present in the Quran, the information that is present in the Bible, and then he linked the two to science to show how much Quran has proven science and not science proven Quran. Subhanallah, it's the other way around. How Quran proved science and not science read it. It's something that will strengthen your faith, and it will make you a more conscious Muslim, and it will make you a more proud Muslim, so that when you are challenged, you know how to answer the challenge. With this I conclude. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Maulana Sheikh Jehad. I want to bring to our attention one thing that you said in the beginning of the speech. You said everything is halal until proven haram. I want to make it clear to them that not to go into any restaurant and eat just because they think it's halal until they prove it is halal.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah, because everything is tahir until it's proven it's najas.
Yes.
And everything is halal until it's proven it's haram, except for the meat. You have to really find out if it is halal or haram. Okay, except for the meat. Everything is halal except for the meat. You have to find out about it. First question I have here for you is, what do you think about the scientific revolution and the people who believe in it, that people evolved from monkeys?
Okay. Okay, a question, evolution, let's go to evolution. We have two theories, we have two options. Either you believe you come from an ape, okay? And this reminds me of a joke. I'll begin my answer with a joke. Where a young boy came to his mom and he said, Mom, Dad always tells me that our ancestors are apes. He said, yes, he's right. Not mine though. He said, why? He said, because he's speaking about his parents, not mine. Okay? Get the joke? All right. Anyway, the issue here is when we talk about the theory of evolution, can the theory of evolution be falsified or not? Well, until now it's a theory, it's not a fact. A genius came and told me something else one day. He said, in science, they don't call a discovery a fact. They call it theory because it is a collection of facts, and this collection of facts, they call it a theory. I said, good, I'm glad. Why is it that they call it a theory and not a fact? Because of one thing, that this collection of facts have not yet amounted to call the theory a fact. Yani they collected certain information. This information led them to a certain inference. That inference suggests that it is possible, due to these facts that we have at hand, that the beginning of man could have been originated from an ape. Otherwise, there is no scientist today that can rule that we originated from ape. No one can rule that. They are still having problems coming to terms with proving the evolution theory. And number two, there are academics in the world today who do not believe in the evolution theory, but you don't hear about them. You know why? Because they don't want them to come to the forefront. They want only those who affiliate with the theory of evolution to be heard. Okay? Number three, Islam gives another alternative. He says that creation did and was present before Adam. And these creations before Adam, due to the fact that we have ample evidence to suggest that there was life before Adam, and as Muslims, we cannot make the big mistake and saying that man began with Adam because there are evidence to support otherwise, right? We have, and the Quran has acknowledged that. The Quran acknowledged that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. I want to create a vicegerent on earth. Right or wrong? Allah said that. The Malaika asked Allah, will you create someone who will shed blood and create mischief on this earth while we praise you and honor you? Now the question is, how did the Malaika know? How did the Malaika know that this new creation will create mischief and shed blood on earth if they did not have prior experience with some different type of creation that came before Adam? To prove their point, right? So that means that there was some sort of a form of creation which was not as perfect as the human race today. And that's what made people more confused when it comes to the question of how we evolved from this subhuman to the perfect human of today. But unfortunately, we Muslims never presented our argument from that perspective. Our argument was, you know what? The human being began with Adam. Look, Adam عمره 10,000 سنة. Adam is 10,000 years old. Maximum 10 to 12,000 years. What do you do with the fossil evidence that existed millions of years ago? Millions of years ago. We say we have no problem with it. We say that this fossil evidence was in existence, but not in the perfect way Allah wanted to create man, in the way He wanted to create him now. as a mukallaf, someone who has the obligation of being accountable for his action. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq also